TeraFlex's 2-inch performance spacer lift kit for the Ford Bronco allows you to install larger sized tires on a vehicle without a Sasquatch package. It places a 2-inch spacer on the factory shock to increase tire and ground clearance. While the installation is relatively simple, a spring compressor is needed to correctly orient the stud position once installed. The TeraFlex spacer lift will make your non-Sasquatch Bronco ride height about the same as the Sasquatch, so you can comfortably fit up to 35-inch tires. This kit should only be installed on standard black shocks and is not compatible with Broncos that have the Sasquatch's yellow shocks installed. If you want to install 37-inch tires, then we highly recommend installing TeraFlex RT3 suspension system, which provides a 3.5-inch lift from Falcon 3.3 coilover shocks. Begin by lifting the Bronco off the ground and removing the front wheels. Remove the nuts connecting the shock's lower studs to the lower control arm. Disconnect the tie rod from the knuckle. You will likely need to use a hammer to get it to come loose. Disconnect the sway bar link from the lower control arm on both sides of the vehicle. Keep this disconnected until after you have installed the spacers on both sides of the front. Remove the hub nut, then using a non-scarring hammer, loosen the stub shaft from the knuckle. The goal is not to remove the shaft, but to push the shaft out just enough to be able to remove the shock without pulling out the inner shaft. Loosen the nut on the joint connecting the upper control arm to the knuckle. Use a hammer to loosen the knuckle from the joint. An air hammer makes things a lot easier, but a non-air hammer will work just as well. Disconnect the upper control arm from the knuckle. Use a mallet to push out the shaft just a little more, but do not knock it out of the way. You just want it so it can move freely. Hang the knuckle up out of the way. Hammer the studs out of the bar pin. This is considerably easier if you use an air hammer. Just wear your safety glasses in case the stud launches out of the bar pin. Remove the upper shock nuts. You could, of course, do this earlier in the process, but we found it is easier to remove the lower end if the upper part is held in place. At this point, the entire shock assembly should be free to be removed. The top of the shock needs to be rotated so that the studs on the 2-inch spacer will have the correct orientation. To rotate, you will need to use a spring compressor to remove the tension on the top of the shock. If you do not have access to a nice spring compressor like the one we have here, then you can get a manual spring compressor for less than $100. It's important that you rotate the studs without altering the spring's position. We suggest marking the stud's original position before rotating anything and use the spacer to ensure the spacer studs are positioned correctly. Make sure that the spring remains located in the correct position. Remove the shock from the spring compressor. Install the spacer onto the shock using the factory hardware. Reinstall the shock onto the vehicle with the spacer attached using the provided hardware. The lower end may be a bit tight going in despite having removed the studs. You may find the top end is a tough fit for a torque wrench, in which case you can use your best judgment, but do not over or under tighten. Install the lower stud plate from below the control arm. You will need to align the lower end of the shock with the holes in the arm. It helps if you use a little force. In addition to making it easier to reinstall the shock, the stud plate changes the orientation of the studs to point up instead of down, preventing the studs from getting caught or hung up on rocks when driving off-road. Reassemble everything in reverse order. Make sure you don't reconnect the sway bar link until after you have installed both the passenger and the driver side. In the rear, remove the inner fender liner so that you can easily access the top of the rear shock. Support the axle and disconnect the lower end of the shock from the axle. Remove the hardware on top end of the shock and remove the shock from the vehicle. Like in the front, use a spring compressor to rotate the top of the shock. Remove the spring from the spring compressor and install the spacer using the factory hardware. Reinstall the shock with the spacer on it using the provided hardware on the top end. Reconnect the lower end to the axle. Please note that the torque spec for the hardware here is 350 foot-pounds. That is not a typo or a mistake. The factory service manual says 350 foot-pounds, so tighten it to 350 foot-pounds. Reinstall the inner fender liner. Remember to get in alignment before you go out and enjoy having a lifted Bronco. Thanks for watching.